They were not fighting. They were helping the locals find a safe home. They were not wielding weapons. They were holding the hands of frightened children. They were not on the front lines of battle. They were on the front lines of hope. They did not seek glory. They sought to save lives in the midst of chaos. They did not hesitate. They stepped forward when the world was stepping back. They were not faceless soldiers. They were sons and daughters, fathers and mothers. They were not just following orders. They were fulfilling a promise to protect the innocent. They did not ask for recognition. They gave everything without expecting anything in return. They were not invincible, but their courage made them heroes. They didn't falter, even as the danger grew closer. They were not alone. They stood together, side by side, in the face of terror. They were not just names on a list. They were lives lived with honor and purpose. They were not just soldiers. They were the very best of us, and we'll never forget their sacrifice. It was a time to return home. After years of service in a foreign land, every soldier was planning their next chapter. They dreamed of reunions with family, of simple moments shared with loved ones, of celebrations and peace.
Hey. She spots a face she hasn't seen in over half a year, jumping into her father's arms, the first of many hugs.
It's been over 7 months, so it's been a long time coming.
Following a tour of duty in Afghanistan, Master Sergeant Jeremy Freeman is finally home. His turn. His oldest child sprinted toward him, not letting the bleachers keep them apart any longer. Her brother not far behind. The kids weren't sure he'd be back by Thanksgiving.
I didn't think he was going to be up so soon.
The 13 martyrs of Abbey Gate were no different. They were thinking of the life that awaited them back home, of the people they loved, and the futures they hoped to build. They had plans, hopes, and dreams, plans that would never come to pass. Their sacrifice was the ultimate one, given in the service of others, in a mission fraught with danger, but driven by compassion and duty.
August 26, 2021. A day that will forever be etched in the memories of many. In the final days of the US withdrawal from Afghanistan, a devastating event unfolded at Abbey Gate, one of the main entrances to Kabul's Hamid Karzai International Airport. After 2 decades of war, the US military was preparing to leave Afghanistan. As the Taliban took control of Kabul, thousands of Afghans, desperate to escape the looming threat, rushed to the airport, and Abbey Gate became a focal point.
A lifeline for those hoping to flee.
The wide Biden administration faced intense scrutiny over the handling of the withdrawal. While the decision to end America's longest war had widespread support, the execution of that withdrawal was marked by controversy and criticism.
Biden is faced with nothing short of a crisis of competence, beset on a number of fronts with developments that it appears all of his experience and know-how wasn't able to prevent.
Despite repeated warnings from intelligence agencies and military officials about the potential for a terrorist attack, especially near the airport, the administration pressed forward with the evacuation plan. The chaos that ensued at Abbey Gate was in part a consequence of the rapid and disorganized nature of the withdrawal. The threat of an attack loomed large. Intelligence agencies had warned of potential suicide bombings. But amid the chaos and desperation, the unthinkable happened. A suicide bomber carrying an explosive device targeted the crowd at Abbey Gate. The blast tore through the throng of people, leaving devastation in its wake. The attack claimed the lives of 13 US service members and over 170 Afghans. It was one of the deadliest days for the American forces in Afghanistan in a decade. The Biden administration's response was immediate, but it did little to quell the growing criticism.
Of the fall on this day, they're part of a great and noble company of American heroes.
For many, these words rang hollow. The question on everyone's mind was whether this tragedy could have been prevented. Could more have been done to protect those at Abbey Gate? The world watched in horror as the news spread. Leaders from across the globe condemned the attack, while at home, families and communities mourned. The Abbey Gate tragedy sparked a wave of criticism against the Biden administration, both from political opponents and from within its own ranks.
Biden is faced with nothing short of a crisis of competence, beset on a number of fronts with developments that it appears all of his experience and know-how wasn't able to prevent.
Just days after the attack, the last US troops left Afghanistan, marking the end of a 20-year war. But the Abbey Gate bombing left an indelible mark, raising questions about the handling of the withdrawal and the future of Afghanistan. In the aftermath of the tragedy, we are reminded of the heavy cost of war, not just in the lives lost, but in the wounds left behind. For years, our nation has faced the challenges of conflict, often bearing the burden of global instability. Former President Donald Trump, during his time in office, made it clear that his resolve was to keep America out of unnecessary wars. He believed that the strength of our nation is not only measured by its military might, but by its commitment to peace and the well-being of its citizens.
We will find new passion for peacemaking rising within us. We will find new purpose, new resolve, and new spirit flourishing all around us, and making this a more beautiful world in which to live. So together, let us choose a future of patriotism, prosperity and pride. Let us choose peace and freedom over domination and defeat. And let us come here to this place to stand for our people and their nations.
Trump's approach was guided by a simple but profound principle that American lives should not be sacrificed in conflicts that do not directly serve the interests of our nation. He sought to bring our troops home, to end the endless wars, and to focus on rebuilding and strengthening America from within. And as we look to the future, it's crucial to remember the lessons of the past and to support leaders who prioritize the safety and prosperity of all Americans. President Trump's vision was one of peace through strength, of negotiation over conflict, and of a nation that stands tall without losing its soul. For those who believe in a strong, secure, and peaceful America, Trump's leadership offers a path forward, one that honors the sacrifices of the past while striving to protect the future. In these times, let us choose a path that reflects the values we hold dear. Let us choose a leader who understands that peace is not just the absence of war, but the presence of justice, strength, and the unwavering resolve towards achieving the American dream.